Hi guys, Darth Deuces. I'm really happy to bring you a review of the Marvel Select Carnage action figure. I was able to get this guy for a pretty good price as he goes for a decent amount online. You can find him for a good price, but he likes to go for a decent amount online. I was very happy to find him. This has probably been my most wanted Marvel Select for a little while now. Finally got him, so we're going to take a look at him in the packaging, and then we'll take a close look at him out of the packaging. So he has this comic sort of art in the background there, and you got the figure fully displayed with all of his interchangeable parts and whatnot. Marvel Select Carnage on the side, image of the Carnage right there. And a cool image of him on the side. And an image of him in the figure with multiple parts. Some other figures, which I have reviewed, this one here, the Zombie Magneto, I have reviewed that a while ago. So you can check my channel out to see that. And then quite a lengthy bio, which I'm not going to read because it's quite a lot, but it does tell you a bit more about the character, which is pretty cool. Anyway, he's pretty cool looking in the packaging, but we're going to take him out of the packaging and take a closer look at the figure inside. Hey guys, so now I'm back with Carnage out of the packaging, and this is a glorious figure. I absolutely love this figure. He's probably one of my favorite action figures in my collection. It's just so well done. Marvel Select really hit it out of the park with this figure. I can definitely see why he's a bit more expensive online, because he's just amazing. Anyways, looking at the sculpt and paint first, he's just really, really well done. As you can see, I have the more classic head sculpt on there. It is my favorite. He does come with two others, which I will show. But it's very cool. You got the white eyes. They're kind of got a pearlescent sort of paint on it, which looks really good if it wants to focus. The nice sculpting work. All this black details all sculpted in, which is really, really cool. And the red's a really nice shaded dark crimson, which I really like. Got a pink in the middle of the mouth there with the black there. It looks really cool. All this sculpting detail is just amazing. Like, man, it's really cool. All this black and just sculpted detail. All this is sculpted detail. It looks amazing. He's got these sculpted tendrils, which are removable, all of them. There's a bunch of different holes. There's one hole on each arm and like 4 holes on the back. One's not being used to port different tendrils. You can put them wherever you want. There's a lot of options. It's just very cool they made that option. They could just sculpt them on, but they gave them the option, which is really cool. Just amazing sculpting and paint work. The musculature sculpt is really cool. He's got some peg holes. Just very, very well done. Looks very, very good. The proportions look nice. Just awesome looking. A very stunning looking figure. On the hands here, he's got these big fingered hands with these blades coming out of some of the fingers, which is really cool. And he even got some of the symbiotic tendrils wrapping around the blades. On this hand, he has longer blades that look really, really cool. I love those. It looks awesome. Just so cool looking. It's sinister. It definitely looks like Carnage and looks absolutely awesome. Now, in terms of articulation, usually with Marvel Selects, they're not too articulated. This one is an exception. He is super articulated. The articulation on this guy is nuts, especially for a Select. So he's a ball joint in the head, which moves a decent amount up and a decent amount down, and you even can get some really cool pivot on it, which is really cool for someone crazy like Carnage. Ball hinges at the shoulders, which actually don't move as much as I'd like them to, but they're still not bad. Rotations at the bicep. Hinges at the elbow to move a full 90 degrees, a swivel at the wrist, as well as a hinge on these hands, which is really cool. A diaphragm joint, which crunches quite nicely, goes back quite nicely, pivots and rotates a little bit. Rotation at the waist. A swivel at the hips with a hinge that moves outward. I will be careful when you take your figure out of the packaging. Mine was pretty hard to move on this hinge, so you want to be careful. Swivels at the thighs. Double hinges at the knees, and a hinge at the ankle with a rocker pivot. So amazing articulation. Very impressive for a Marvel Select. Now, in terms of accessories, he comes with quite a few different interchangeable parts. Of course, he does have all these tendrils, which you can remove and put them wherever you want. He also comes with 4 straight tendrils, which I'm not 100% sure what the point is of them, because when you plug them in, they're just kind of just sticking out straight, which is kind of weird. They're not posable in any way, so I'm not 100% sure what you can do with them. I know I've seen some kind of wedges in between his fingers make it look like he's shooting a web, which is what they look like, and it's kind of cool. maybe just there's just supposed to be meant for you can plug him in his back, kind of make it look like he's shooting them out. I don't know. It's a little weird, but you do get 4 of them, so there's that. He also comes with 2 other interchangeable heads. He comes with this head here, which is, I don't know what this is from, just a different way for Carnage to look, maybe a more modern look perhaps. He's got an open mouth, the teeth on it are quite sharp. He's got white eyes with the black outlines, which is pretty cool, and just some really nice sculpting work. And this head does look pretty cool too, I do like it a lot. He also comes with a kind of unmasked Cletus Cassidy head, which is probably my least favorite, but it still is really nicely done. The flesh tone is really nicely painted. He has a really nice expression. It really does capture sort of crazy psychopath sort of look, which is what it's supposed to be. Nicely painted eyes and whatnot. You got the symbiotic stuff around his head with some of the tendrils sort of wrapping around him and around his face. And he does have his hair there, and that's one of my issues, that his hair is red, so and the red color of his hair is pretty much the exact same color as the symbiote, so it's really hard to differentiate his hair from the symbiote, but not a huge deal. But it is cool they gave us this head sculpt. It's definitely very much appreciated. And he also comes with 2 interchangeable weapon hands, I guess you can say. You do have these hands here. Mine's a little loose on this side, unfortunately, but I don't display him with that hand on anyways. He comes with this sword hand, which is really cool. Got some nice sculpting work, and the blade color of like this gunmetal gray is really cool. And he also comes with this really big scythe blade that you can plug into either hand, which is really, really awesome. So overall, this is a really, really great Carnage figure. I'd say it's probably the definitive Carnage figure. If you're a Marvel Select collector, you're definitely going to want to get your hands on this guy. And even if you're just a fan of Carnage, like I'm a big fan of Carnage, and you want a figure, this is the figure to get. I would see if you can maybe get a better price on him. I wouldn't pay like $80 for him, though he's pretty close to being worth it. If you can get him for a good price, I highly recommend him. He looks very, very cool. It's just such a good and well done figure. There's definitely a lot of love put into this figure. Now for some comparisons, real quick. I'll give you a look at him compared to the newest Marvel Legends Carnage, which I have in the pose. And this Carnage is a totally acceptable Carnage. It's a really good Carnage, and for Marvel Legends collectors, they're definitely going to like this figure because it's a lot more in scale, and I think it's definitely a really good representation of the cartoon animated sort of look of Carnage. But all that black detail is just painted on and whatnot, and he's a brighter red, though I do like the head sculpt on him, and it is a good figure. Articulation is good, but this one just hits it out of the park with better paint apps, better sculpting, all the interchangeable parts, and the articulation's even on par, if not better, on the Select. So, but this is still a definitely solid figure. And then next, I'll just quickly compare him to his other Marvel Select counterpart, and they look badass together. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.